What's this offseason been like for you between the coaching change and your deliberations there, what you wanted to do up till now?
It's been pretty simple for me. Just, head down, just keep working every day, and, everything will take care of itself.
What was the turning point for you when you decided to come back?
Well, first I'll start by saying I never wanted to leave Oklahoma. I love this place. Turning point, I would definitely say Coach Levy. Just his philosophy and just how real he made me feel. Just the family-like feel I got from him.
Theo, you were having a good camp when you got hurt. I mean, you looked like you were have a banner year, really. So how do you take from that point? You had to rehab and everything, but are you pretty confident coming into this year? I would guess you are.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm 100% confident going into this season.
How far are you along from that point where you were when you got hurt?
I give you a scale from 1 to 10. I'd probably say 11.
Wow. Okay.
What's been your initial impression? You mentioned Jeff Levy earlier, but what have your talks been like with him the last few weeks, and how do you feel like you fit into his offense?
Just the fast-paced tempo. I like playing on a tempo offense just because you can catch the defense, slipping. Maybe they're not set, and we're just playing fast. So that was a big part of talking to Coach Levy and just everything about his offense.
I know it's been really early in things, but how much different has that tempo been to adjust to get used to?
It's fast. It's definitely fast, and we're definitely going to be well in shape.
I want to ask you also about another guy in your group, Angelo Farouk. We saw him in the bowl game have a breakout there. What have you seen from him, especially as far as growth, from that point on, and really since he got here?
Well, I'm definitely putting my money in the Jalil Farouk stock. He goes to work every day, play hard, finish hard, and he's just an all-around great person. I'm excited to see what he does this season.
Theo, some early thoughts on off the field about Dillon?
Oh, DG, that's my guy. All-around leader, all-around great person, great example. Like what you want as a quarterback. He's the standard. He's the example. So I'm excited for him.
Theo, going back to the offseason, what was the experience like of going into the portal and kind of seeing what was out there, and then the thought process toward coming back?
Yeah, it was hard. I went through the injury, missed the whole season, and, coaching changing. It was hard, but, my family, they stayed with me. They, uplifted me and everything. And my teammates, they still talk to me about everything. So it was hard, but at the end of the day, it was a pretty easy decision.
And when you made that call to come back, what was the reaction of some of those same teammates?
They were pretty fired up, yeah.
Back to Gabriel, how much different is it to have a guy with that much experience in the quarterback room? Like, what kind of dynamics does that bring just because you had a young room that helped you lead you guys the last couple of years?
It just brings a lot more attention to detail, I would say. Yeah, definitely. He actually spends time with us in the film room, just making sure the little things are perfect. The little things are perfect, everything will be right.
Any kind of adjustment with the left-hander thrown?
Nah, not with DG. He's putting it right where it needs to be.
Spin's not any different or anything?
Nah, nothing's really different.
You're now kind of the elder in the room. What's been your role since you obviously leadership? Have you kind of taken that as kind of your mark this year?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely wanted to step up in the leader role. Just like you said, I'm one of the older guys. I want the younger guys and just anybody, any position to lean on me and just know that I'm gonna be doing the right thing. I'm gonna be the right example.
What was your reaction when Coach Venables got hired, and what have you seen from him, through this offseason so far?
I was fired up, honestly, just from his history of what he did at Clemson, being here before too. Yeah, I was fired up to have a defensive-minded coach as the head coach. Honestly, defense wins championships, so I was excited, and he's just bringing a whole new culture. Well, not a whole new culture, because OU's been OU, but he's just reestablishing that, and I'm excited.
It does sound like a whole new culture, though, when we hear you guys talk about it. Well, I mean, how much is different, just as far as what you guys are doing behind the scenes?
I would say just the structure and just everybody being on the same page on the team. We're one team, one unit.
Is it fair to say that there's a lot more policing amongst you guys as players of policing yourselves than maybe there was in the past?
Yeah, so Coach V, he stresses on us being a player-led team, player-driven team. So yeah, definitely, I think that brought us together more, like as a team. Just all the players just not having to just rely on the coaches so much. Like the coaches can actually take a step back, you know, and they actually can trust us, and you know that we're gonna lead it the right way.
How is something like the Soul Mission helping?
That's one of the greatest things, honestly. Like coming out of high school, if I would have seen a school that had this soul mission, you know, type deal, that would have been a no-brainer for me, because you know it's just extra resources to help. Because you know a lot of people don't really know what goes on in our heads. A lot of time, you know, it's just they're big on mental health and just helping you. So that it's a big deal, and you know we love it.
Just the simplicity of guys having been through this kind of with Curtis and Josh and guys that just kind of know more easier to relate to. Is that what it is?
Yeah, definitely. You know, because they've all played, they've all been where some of us want to be. So it's actually like you're getting a real life example, because you know they've been in your shoes. So when they're talking, everybody's listening, locked in.
How much was a guy like Caleb Kelly, who's one of the Soul Mission guys?
Yeah.
Both of you guys have had significant injuries multiple times. How much help was he to you during your time of rehab both times?
Yeah, well, y'all know Caleb. He always got a smile on his face. That's big. So you know, he went through some way tougher injuries than what I went through, but he always had a smile on his face, and that's just something that like I just think about deep down. When something's going bad, I just think about CK. You know, CK always got the smile on his face. He knows that he's just gonna keep going. So it's good that he's actually on the Soul Mission team, because and he was, you know, just our teammate last season. So you know, it's always good to just have a young dude around too.
The microphone that Coach Venables uses. What's your reaction to that? How different is that for you?
I kind of call him DJ V at practice when he got the mic. I feel like he gets in his groove when he got the mic during practice.
Yeah, just what was the hardest part about that rehab process, and in what ways did it change your perspective on the game? You know,
I wouldn't say it really changed my perspective on the game, but I would say like I'm grateful for the injury, because it brought something out of myself that was I knew I had it in me, but being injured and being off the field made me dig deeper and actually find that, and you know, just put it to work.
You said you're feeling like you're at an 11 now. Is there anywhere the last couple of days where you felt that layoff and things you're trying to get back?
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
What's your early interpretations of having a defensive-minded head coach? Because you said you wanted that so much. Like the first couple days of practice, what does it feel like having a defensive guy being the head coach as opposed to offensive coach?
There's a lot of stress, you know, just flying around, little details, running on and off the field, you know, because all that little stuff matters, and it really does, and it shows.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.